Hi, in this video I'll be showing you how to set up the Safari Stingray. So let's see what's in the bag. You can have a bag of ratchets and straps, a manual, the Rainfly, the tent, the poles, a bag of spares, and a bag of pegs and bungees. First thing we need to do, set out the tent so the corners are pointing to the trees that we're going to be using. So we'll unclip the buckle and lay out the tent. First thing we're going to do is connect the ratchets. So we'll get the loop, we'll put it through the D-ring, put the ratchet through the loop and cinch it tight. We'll do that the same for all three corners. So I'm going to take a tree wrap first and I'm going to put it around my tree at the height that I want to do it on. This tree is a little bit lower than the others, so I'm going to have to put this one higher than expected, so that we can even the tent out at around the 4 foot or 1.2 meter mark. Well, that's the tree wrap. Then you take your strap, go to the end with the loop, pass the loop around the tree, and then put the tail through the loop, pulling it through and pointing it towards the tent. And we'll do the same to the other two trees. Once you've got your strap around the tree, take it to the ratchet that's attached to the tent, slip it through the spindle and then pull out the excess strap, giving it a couple of cranks so it doesn't slip out on you. And then we'll go and eyeball the others before we get it completely right. Once you've got it as tight as you can, you're going to lock off the ratchet and put it in safe mode, which means pulling this plate out, setting the handle back so that this plate sits inside this housing here. That way there's no way that this can jump out and the tent can fall. It's all locked now. Now I'm going to show you how to tidy up your straps so you haven't got trip hazards all over your campground. What I do is I take 4 fingers and I wrap it round once and then wind up that excess strap. Once you've got about 18 inches or 30-40 centimeters, take the middle point, push it through the strap roll that you've just made, and then put the whole roll through that loop that you've just made, and then you've got a perfect strap tidy. Once the floor is nice and tense, we can get the poles and put them into the pole sleeves. The Safari Stingray has 11mm diameter aluminium poles, 2 of them, and they just click into place like that, and you find the entrance to the pole sleeve and then insert the pole and push to the back of the tent. Leaving out a couple of sections of pole at the end. And again, push the poles through the sleeves until you have about 2 sections left, and then we have to go round to the tail, which we can open up to locate the back pole sockets, and we're putting the poles in the pole sockets making sure they're firmly in, and then back to the front of the tent. We just gently push and raise the roof, and then put the pole into the socket either side of the front door. Now we'll put the Rainfly on. Again, another clip band, which I'll stuff in my pocket. This is 8,000 hydrostatic head Rainfly material. Nothing's going to get through this. And I'm going to start with the tail, which is over here, and you'll be able to tell the tail from the other corners because it's where 3 pieces of material come together. And I'm simply going to take the C-clip bands and clip them onto the handle of the ratchet. And we can tighten it later on. I'm simply running my hand down this green webbing seam to keep myself orientated. It's quite a large sheet, and then I'm going to flick it over and clip in the same way this corner of the Rainfly to the handle. Make sure that they can reach the handle. And then cinch it nice and tight. For pegging out, we'll just simply take one of the hooks provided that's on a bungee loop. I've made a loop in one of my bungee lengths. I'm just going to put that there so it's got quick release, and then take it out, loop on the other end, which I'm going to hold down to the ground and screw into it. For larger porch areas, easier access, and for greater views when you're inside the tent, you can also use some of our extendable aluminium poles and reflector guy lines to prop up the wings to give you an even better suspended experience.